Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. So today's video is going to be a bit of a update video in regards to PSVR 2 support, which I made a video on a few weeks ago basically announcing that it was coming to Gran Turismo 7. Now at the time I was a little bit skeptical, kind of wondering if they'd sort of do a bit of a thing that they did with GT Sport with PSVR 1, which was essentially lock it away in its own area, and basically that was kind of it. You know, if you remember PSVR 1 with GT Sport, it was essentially locked in against one other car. It was pretty pathetic. In my opinion, I didn't really rate PSVR 1 at all. I just don't think the hardware was quite there. However, things have changed, and with PSVR 2, it's looking a lot better. So we've recently had an update, courtesy of Push Square. That's where I essentially found this information, that PSVR 2 and GT7 will pretty much have full support, including multiplayer, which in my opinion is taking this game to the next level. So as we can see with this Push Square article, it says Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2 is the full game except for split screen play. And it also goes on to say, as part of the PlayStation blog post further detailing PSVR 2 launch lineup, Sony has now confirmed the free upgrade for Gran Turismo 7 will allow you to play the full game in virtual reality. The only feature you won't be able to access while using PSVR 2 is the two-player split screen option, which makes sense. Besides that, players will experience all cars and tracks in VR like never before. This includes online races too. So this finally settles some of the doubts I had with PSVR 2 and its Gran Turismo 7 support. Now, me personally, I have not pre-ordered it yet. I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know whether I can realistically fathom the idea of putting £530 out for a piece of hardware that, in all honesty, I don't know how much I will personally use it. Whilst I'll probably use it quite a bit for GT7, outside of that, and outside of really, you know, making content for this game and playing this game, I don't really get time to really play anything else. So I don't know realistically if that price point for essentially what's going to be a single game to play around my time is really, you know, kind of realistically worth it for me. But in honesty, I have to admit it's very impressive. You know, seeing this game get full VR support is something that could, you know, drastically change the perception of this game. You know, the fact that online racing is possible in VR 2 is just absolutely incredible in my opinion. In all honesty, I think one thing that kind of, you know, I guess it really does improve, and it's probably a complaint that I've had for quite a while. I personally don't like some of the camera angles within GT7, mainly the behind the car camera, but also the in-car view. Although it's kind of more, I guess, dynamic than it was in GT Sport, I still feel like it's just quite a stiff view to kind of play in. So I've never massively used it, but I could see this view being massively improved in VR2. You know, looking into the apex, you know, looking where you're going to be going instead of, you know, just where the game actually, you know, puts you looking is just a massive improvement. So I really feel like this could be a step in the right direction, especially not just for PSVR 2 and racing games, but for Gran Turismo 7. I think in terms of, you know, purchasing it, I'm on the fence. More than likely I'll probably just cave in, you know, the fact that I cover Gran Turismo 7 so much. However, I am pretty excited to see what other racing games kind of get included with PSVR 2 support. If I remember rightly, I believe it was the original Dirt Rally, which had very good support in terms of VR for the PSVR 1. With kind of a lot of games falling flat, and I think that's where my doubts kind of come in. But I feel like, you know, with the possibility of this game pretty much being fully unlocked to, you know, play as you wish in VR, kind of sets the bar quite high in terms of other games, especially racing games, which may want to implement this feature as well. So let me know, what do you think of PSVR 2? What do you think of the price point? I feel like that's kind of what's holding me back. I get the tech's amazing, but I just can't really work out how a piece of hardware for a console can cost more than the actual console itself. Do you think it's going to be a big game changer for GT7? I personally think it will be. I think it's going to give it a new kind of, you know, feeling. I feel like it's going to be almost like a fresh game when playing it in VR. I just cannot imagine how good it's going to be. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. In my description, I'll have my Twitter, my Discord. These are all places you can get in contact with myself, as well as getting to meet new like-minded people that are just like yourself and I. Absolutely obsessed with Gran Turismo and cars, themselves. I'll also have my sponsors down in the description down below. Thank you to the controller people for supplying me with awesome merch throughout the last few months. You've been absolutely incredible, as well as supporting my league. And thank you to Poggers, who recently jumped on board and helped me out with their energy and sleep formula, because most of the time I need to kick up the arse first thing in the morning, and I need some time, help to get to sleep at night. So thank you so much for them. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.